YouTube? I'm back again today for another game review. Today, we're excited to check out Isolate from Educational Insights. This is for 2 to 4 players, taking about 5 to 10 minutes to play. It's for ages 6+, and in Isolate, you are going to be placing your 4 colored tiles onto a board. You're going to have these square tiles, you're going to place them onto the board, and then you're going to take turns pushing rows and columns 1 space apiece, trying to isolate your colored pieces. You also can isolate groups, which will help not only you out, but other people out as well, and you're racing to get all your pieces off the board. It's a very light, simple, abstract strategy game, but is it good? Let's open it up, and I'll tell you what I think. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Isolate. So first and foremost, we have a handy-dandy rule book. It's like, what, 7 pages, double-sided, full color, full of pictures, illustrations, examples, tons and tons of these pictures. They made this just dumb simple to learn, which is a great thing. So huge thumbs up on the rule booklet. I can teach you how to play right now because it is a very simple game. So first thing you're going to do is, bam, you're actually going to take all the pieces out from the bottom. These things are really nicely stored in there, and you just pop them out like so. Really nice system. I like how this works. Very minimalist game in this aspect. It's the kind of the game that once you know what you're doing, you could just easily, leave this out on a coffee table or something like that. It's kind of like a conversation piece almost. It does scratch up the bottom, as you can see, but who cares? Who does care? So, everybody's going to get 1 color, and you're going to get 4 of your pieces, and then you're going to take turns, and you're going to place the pieces onto the board like so. And the rule is, when you're placing a piece onto the board, you have to be touching one side of somebody else's piece. So let's just go ahead and fast forward this, and just... Not actually going to fast forward it, because I don't know how to do that with the iPad editing system, but we can do it like that. Actually, you know what? I could try that. Maybe I will try and fast forward this. Holy God, that would be incredible. So yeah, you set it up whatever pattern you want, and now we're ready to start the game. Starting with the first player, you are going to move 1 column or row. It's very, very simple. You're going to move 1 column or row, and you're going to do that by just pushing them. So, let's see, I might push these like that. And you can move them 1 space. So now it would be the next person's turn, and they might go, boom, like this. Then the next person might go like this. And now we have ourselves isolated tile. These tiles are not touching any other tiles, which means they are now eliminated from the game. So red would get their tiles, blue would get their tiles, and green would get their tiles. And they would be 1 step closer to winning, because what you're trying to do is get rid of all of your colors. So let's just say I did that. I'm green. Red is now super happy because they're just going to go boom, which means they have unlocked their red one. Blue's over here, and Blue's like, I might just do that one right there. Kind of set myself up for something big. Yellow's over here, and they're like, hey, yeah, I got this one right here. And then Red's once again like, woohoo, good for, or no, it's Green's turn. So Green might go like this maybe? Yeah, Green might do that. And then Red might go, haha, excellent. And then Blue would finally get to complete their big one, and they'd be like, yeah, sweet deal. Yellow's sitting over here like, I've got no shot to win. And they're like, bam, I might do that. And then it cuts back to me, and I'm green. I'll go, bam, get rid of that one. I'm also losing hope as well. Red's trying to figure out how to finagle this one, so they might go right there. But by doing that, they accidentally helped Yellow, but they also helped themselves. Blue would just, bam, win the game. And there you go. Blue has won the game. You want to restart it, you take it off the pieces, and you rinse, wash, and repeat. That, in a nutshell, is how you're going to play Isolate. Alright then, Isolate from Educational Insights. What are my final thoughts? Let's go with the pros, let's go with the cons. First, on the con side, game's not going to be for everybody for a variety of different reasons. 2 to 4 players, restricted player count. Also, incredibly simple game. I can play this with a 5-year-old, I can play this with a 6-year-old, no problem. It is super light, super simple, 5 to 10 minutes. Most of the games are going to take 5 or less minutes potentially, depending on how quickly you set everything up. And that's just not going to be for everybody. Some people are going to want more meat on the bones. Also, it is completely 100% abstract strategy, my least favorite genre, but if you don't mind that, then that's obviously not a big deal. Any other cons I have with the game? The games are going to play the same. It's very repetitive. You're going to do the same thing over and over and over again. It's just move 1 row, move 1 column, move 1 row, move 1 column, move 1 row, move 1 row, move 1 row, move 1 row. And you're just going to do that until somebody wins. Then you just be like, I want to do it again. And that's not going to be for everybody. I don't know if there's enough meat here for most adults. I think they're going to get bored of the game rather quickly. And even the kids started to get to that point when they were playing. So that's what you need to know. Moving on to the pros, I thought Isolate was good. I do. I think it's a good, light, simple abstract strategy game. It's got great components. I really like how you can store all the pieces on the bottom of the board so you can, in theory, get rid of the box. Easy to learn, easy to teach, very well done rule booklet with tons and tons and tons of pictures. I don't know if I've seen a rule booklet that size with as many pictures are in that, so a huge fan of that. It gives you really in-depth play example. It shows you exactly how to play on the back too, which is nice as well. I love when games do that. They give you a little sneak peek of what's going on in the game. And in the end, Isolate. I think it's good. I do. That's as much as I'm willing to say. I don't think it's a great game. I don't think it's a very good game. I don't think it's a bad game or an okay game or a mediocre game. I think it's good, and I think you're going to have fun with it in short bursts. I think if you're a kid or if you play games with kids, I think this would definitely get more play, though. And honestly, I feel like this is a children's game if your kids are at least 7 years old. I feel like once you teach a 7-year-old how to play this, they could teach a whole bunch of other 7-year-olds how to play this, and you never have to play it again because they would just play it non-stop with each other. I also like the fact that all the pieces go in there very tightly and compactly, which is another great thing, especially with children games that kids are going to be playing a lot because, you know, they're very prone to losing pieces. They only have 4 pieces in the board. So 4 pieces for each person in the board. You stick them all back in there at the end. It's going to be really hard to lose these pieces unless a kid's like a big jerk and flicking them or something like that. And in the end, I like Isolate. I think it's good. Is it one that I'm going to be keeping? That's the big question. For me personally, no. A, it's an abstract strategy game. I keep very few of those. B, well, I did like it, and I did like it in my classroom. I think it'd be a good game to play in my classroom with that wide age range. It's not something that I enjoyed playing that much after the 8th or 9th time playing it. And yeah, I did play it that much because the games are just super snappy and simple. I had a whole bunch of kids around, and it's just like, oh, if you lose, 3 new people come in. If you lose, 3 new people come in. And so we did that for quite some time. And yeah. So it's one that I'm going to give to a kid for good behavior. I got a whole big stack of games that I give to kids if they have great behavior in class. So not one that I'm keeping, but still one that's worth checking out if you have kids, I'd say between the age of 6 to 11 years old, and especially if you have more than one kid in that age range, because then they can play it by themselves. So that is Isolate from Educational Insights, a good abstract strategy game, as long as you know who you're playing it with. If you enjoyed this review, please click on that subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know. Isolation. Do you mind isolation? For me personally, I like being around other people. I really do. I love crowds. I love going to Gen Con and just being surrounded by, you know, tens of thousands of other people and having to just kind of swim through all the people. But I don't mind isolation. Like, I can sit there and I can play a video game, or I can watch movies or TV shows or different stuff like that by myself completely for hours and hours and hours on end. And some of the times I'll have days where my wife will just take the kids. She's like, oh, I'm going to my mom's. I'm going to be doing something with my mom, so you just have the day to yourself. And sometimes, you know, I'll plan stuff out, like I'll go to poker, I'll hang out with friends, but sometimes I'll be like, you know what, I'm just going to sit here and do nothing all day and play video games all day. And I don't mind that. I don't mind isolation. I don't need to be around people. I think part of that stems from the fact, I feel like I used to. But then I, like, overloaded on that. In my early 20s, I was always around people. I went to bars every single night of the week, and I was just non-stop being around people. So I feel like I've got my fill. I've seen isolation. I've seen it. I like isolation. I like being around people. So it doesn't really bug me. I guess that's the long and short answer. But let me know in the comments below. Isolation, do you mind it? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.